Imagine you're standing in a foggy landscape of hills and valleys, and your goal is to reach the highest peak. You can't see very far ahead, only a little around you, so you take one step at a time in the direction that seems to go upward. This idea captures the essence of local search and optimization algorithms. These techniques are used when the search space is too large to explore exhaustively, and instead of looking for the perfect solution through every possibility, we try to find a good enough solution by making small changes and seeing if they improve the outcome. Local search algorithms operate on a single current state rather than exploring multiple paths. They move from one state to a neighboring state, usually based on some objective function that measures how good that state is. If the move leads to an improvement, they accept it and continue. This makes local search efficient for problems where finding a solution is less important than finding the best or optimal one. Let's start with hill climbing. It's one of the simplest local search methods. The idea is to start with some initial solution and then look around at neighboring solutions. If one of those neighbors is better than the current state, we move to that new state. We keep repeating this process, always moving to a better neighbor until we can't find any improvement. At that point, we stop. However, hill climbing has a major limitation. It can get stuck. Imagine you're climbing a hill in that foggy landscape, and you reach a small bump that's higher than all nearby points, but it's not the highest point overall. Because you can't see beyond nearby states, you stop climbing, thinking you've reached the top, even though there's a much higher peak farther away. This is called getting stuck in a local maximum. Similarly, you can get stuck on a flat area, called a plateau, where all nearby options seem equally good. Or in a ridge, where the path upward is narrow and hard to follow. To deal with these limitations, we use more advanced local search methods like simulated annealing. This algorithm is inspired by the way metals cool and settle into a low-energy state. The idea is that sometimes, in order to reach a better solution, you have to accept a worse one temporarily. Simulated annealing starts out like hill climbing, but it allows some moves that make the solution worse, especially early in the search. The probability of accepting a worse move depends on a parameter called the temperature. At high temperatures, the algorithm is more likely to accept bad moves, helping it escape local maxima. As the temperature decreases over time, the algorithm becomes more selective, eventually settling into a good solution. Think of it like this. At first, when the temperature is high, you're willing to try almost anything, jump across valleys, wander around, explore risky paths. As the temperature cools down, you become more careful and conservative, focusing only on steps that improve your current state. If the cooling is done slowly enough, simulated annealing can often find a solution close to the global maximum, even in very complex landscapes. Both hill climbing and simulated annealing are examples of local search, and they're especially useful in optimization problems where you don't care about the exact path to a solution but only the quality of the solution itself. Other examples where local search is used include scheduling, routing problems like the traveling salesman, and machine learning algorithms, such as training neural networks.